Progress.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to this press conference, which is taking place on the day of the final of this fantastic World Cup. Today we have the pleasure to welcome the FIH President Ikram and the FIH CEO Thierry. Without further ado, I'd like to hand over the floor to our President.
thank you, Nicola. Very good afternoon. Namaskar, I should say. And do I need to repeat? Namaskar. And thank you very much for this opportunity. And this makes us a little bit different, but an exciting moment. We are heading to conclude one of the best World Cup ever. We delivered in 2 venues, and we are delighted. World Hockey, global hockey family is delighted that what was organized in Odisha, but you observe the feelings of local population and also the great experience of our top athletes, which is always our priority. Our sincere gratitude to the leadership of Odisha, Mukhyamantri Naveen Patnaik and his very dynamic team. The way they organize and provide one of the best platforms for our athletes to perform. It was a great experience for global hockey audience, viewers, and we all at this moment are united to make even a resolution that this was one of the best events we had in our global hockey history. And thanks to all of you, because you are interpreting the great actions of athletes in your way, in writing way, with your technical and your expertise, the way you reflect our top performers. And we are very thankful to you that you are on our important journey together with us, and the reach out you provided to our domestic audience and also international audience has been great. And I would like to appreciate your great work, your dedication, and your professionalism in it. Certain things we also observed, which see in this World Cup, and that is also we can always expect, because after pandemic, it was after a long break, we had different behaviors from different teams, and there are some commonalities we observed, and this all positive. The first day you asked me a question about penalty corner, defense, and danger level. Okay. Now this World Cup reflecting differently the conversion rate was so down. There are certain strong teams, yes, and there is also aspect of less penalty corner conversions because some strong teams playing the weaker teams. So that's one thing. Second, the availability is having a different behavior. And we all see this on television point of view, from audience and spectator point of view, is very exciting. Okay, and this is good for the game. And I see that always coaches contribute to all these great performances. But we see in a very positive way in this World Cup, the reflection was really great. We saw different actions. We had a great dynamic restarts. We never had that ball in the air that long in any of our previous tournament, and very controlled way. Okay, and I must appreciate our officials, the way they facilitate the performance. Okay, so I think we are very comfortable the way we are presenting the game, thanks to our top athletes and of our official, which is very integral part. Coming back to our gratitude, I think that is something which we all see from Odisha government, and always a question about our future. We, myself, FIH team, Thierry, we are in discussion with the Odisha government that how the smart infrastructure will be used in future. Okay, I'm just trying to reduce the questions will come back to me. So we are very well aware, okay? And I think we appreciate, and the best way to appreciate this great investment is to bring a top level hockey back in Odisha, in India. Okay? So I have much to say because it is really, I cannot give much more appreciation. The days and days I speak, what we observed here. So finally, once again, thank you very much. And I'm ready for questions. Thierry is ready for any questions you have. Back to Nicola. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So we take questions. Now, please, one question each. Okay. Thank you. We know that as many as possible have a chance to ask questions. Okay. Thank you so much.
I'm Prabhat Singh from Canada. My question is, as you said, about the safety of players that injured and corners. But this is a World Cup. We have seen many good players getting injured. Is it related to the new surface, or is it because of training or not? Because some of the best players have got injured. So, are you looking at it in a way so that in future tournaments, these injuries are minimized?
The ratio of injuries in this World Cup is much lower than the other tournaments. So I think there is nothing to worry about it. And this is part of the thing we all understand, okay? And I think with my involvement in hockey, I am in the best place to answer this. Injury always happen where there is a less time to react for a person from a hit, from a stick, or from a ball. So that is sometimes is a deflection. And you see what happened to our umpire. So I think
these injuries are not stick or ball injury. These are injuries of muscles, cramps, ligaments, and tendons, which are other than really.
We can have a discussion on that. I think what the International Federation can provide is a best format of our tournament schedule, and you have an international regulations on that. to provide the best timing of interval between two matches they need to play. So that is in our hand. What their preparation are and the other things, I think teams are getting the professional. I would appreciate the way the physical demand today's hockey is asking, and our players are really there to perform. Thank you. You can just.
Because there have been many instances, say, for example, Germany, Australia and people there, they will have high penalty for and there have been instances in many matches where they use a lot of
No, I don't get your question. What is the question there? It was a comment.
Yeah, no, I'm asking, do you think there is a difference in the way rules are interpreted and applied? We've seen, you mentioned good officiating, but we've seen so many instances throughout this World Cup where decision-making has been inconsistent. As well as an extension, many teams, almost half of the teams have told us that they're also wary of straight up going to the media because they will not know how they interpret rules and they then do their reference. So a lot of reference have come in the court of fourth quarter. Do you think these are the issues that need to be fixed?
Well, all I can say that to stay inconsistent to interpretation and application of rule is always our priority. Okay, and I think if there are different interpretation in rules, which up to now officially no one has reported us that thing. Okay, but I've been a coach forever. Okay, and I have always a comment to say about umpiring. Okay, so that is something which is not at this moment something serious. Yes, one day you can ask me a question that this is one rule and 10 umpires take it consistently different way than the other. That can be a point of discussion, not on this point. Thank you.
Lastly, because they make money out of it. When you have team sports like say football or cricket, they get use it as a primary profession because of the money. So this has been going for quite a while. After the European Commission, this non-existent in India. So how does the FIH plan to address to attract the next generation? Because if there isn't money, then the younger generation might not take up the sport, right? Given competition.
Yeah. Thank you for the question. Thank you. I don't think the mic is working now, but thank you for the question. I think, I put the bottom on. Yeah, I mean, that's, I know a little bit how it works. So thank you. So thanks for the question. The point is, this event will dramatically help to rise actually the game, and when the game is more watched, then the commercial revenue will be there. And once the commercial revenue will be there, it's like a snowball effect. That's why we're doing, and that's why I'm so pleased to have such a wonderful World Cup here in India today, because that will dramatically help. The leagues are really professional, organized in those countries you have mentioned, in the Netherlands and in Belgium. But what is missing is the exposure on TV for them as well, so that people are watching the game on a regular basis on TV. And that's what the only part we can do is continuously promote. And again, as our president said, thank you to you all that you do this, that you put your articles out there. And we have seen a dramatic increase in people watching this World Cup. And that will help actually that we come to a level where more and more clubs and more players will become professional. And I'm sure that will be the same case here in India and other parts of the world. So that's our mission on a daily basis to achieve this. And that our sport will become financially sustainable on a long run completely, even not being dependent on IOC, as we are IOC funds.
I would like to add what Thierry mentioned, that is very important element. He mentioned that we need more visibility and more positive message going out for our players. But I want to inform you, you mentioned about Australia. Okay, Australia is a country where the AIS, if you are aware of AIS, Australian Institute of Sports, contribute. Okay, and it has been a story in Australia that they are from very beginning, thanks to AIS, they are semi-professionals. Okay, and thanks to the great leagues in Europe, they are also semi-professionals. Right, and where these two things are not there, then you have our Asian and the Pan Am players, okay? And I think there are, at this moment, certain systems in place that players are there. If you can compare with the top other sports, that's a different story, okay? And we are aware of that. But what Thierry mentioned, it will certainly help in future.
This is my question is an extension of Lee's question about the rules and implications of sports and obviously rules being changed. But there was some confusion regarding the placement positions say for example the teams fighting for 9 positions, which position is 9 or 27. Why have we done this, or teams when fighting for the joint, they're not 30 40, in the order. And another follow-up question is why is it that the teams which have made the crossovers, made the top 2, why do we have to 5 teams which finish the bottom 4? Shouldn't they automatically qualify for the 91 position? For example, this is an example because I am from India. That it's just an example. That India finished second in the group, but they were playing a team finished 4th. So
Yeah, well, I think this is more of a discussion point, which will really certainly encourage. I have a cup of coffee with you. That will help. I tell you very openly this how an international federation works. Okay, that's something. The most important thing for us is the players' well-being and players' welfare. And second, we need to make cost effective for everybody. Okay, so I think it was an ongoing with the 16 teams format. Okay, I think this is one of the best conclusion we draw. And yeah, you can have classification matches and reclassification matches. You never end the World Cup. That's not an issue. But the thing is that one side I am getting the question about the players' injuries, and the other side we want more games to play, which are at the time which is not really important for them. Okay, and our ranking system at this moment allows that, because it is not win or lose. Okay, it is a match to match. So I think at this moment we are very comfortable what we are doing, but we are open for any other discussions. Thank you.
Just a gentle reminder of what question each is, although it's not very fast. Thank you.
Let's go to this World Cup. But then what is the say? Is one place when you look at what's the good in terms of around getting exposure goals.
here, there isn't any problems, nothing going wrong, no agency.
Yes. Again, this question, thank you for the question. You know where you're coming from, where we have started, let's say from when I started, that was in 5 years ago, and where we are today. And it is a difficult progression you have to do. You know how difficult it is to become and to be on free-to-air TVs today, because there are so many content, there's so many sports out there. So we need to gain this back. And that's why I said this World Cup helps, because it has massively increased here in India the viewership. In the international countries, it depends really on the performance of the teams, how much you see or you don't see. And we now need to bring this more back. We are looking into certain scenarios. You know, some other sports went and they even put it for free on free-to-air TVs in certain countries to have more exposure, to attract more people. So now we have reached a time when we need to make a decision how we move forward to increase our viewership and to increase the fans are there, that's the strange thing. But we need now to give the possibility to people to watch the games on free-to-air channels, because the pay TVs, we know it's limiting the number of viewers, as we know specifically in Europe when we're talking about in England on BT. So that's now a next mission, but that's why this World Cup helps, because we can demonstrate that their interest is there. People are requesting, even sometimes people are complaining that they cannot see the game, which is something we can now take in consideration, and we can take forward to broadcasters to say, you should put it on, because there are fans out there, hockey fans around the globe, who wants to see the games. Thank you.
Just carrying over on the whole viewership and broadcasting. You've seen India is a huge market. I'm not sure how the broadcast quality has been otherwise because before, but in India, the India matches were also not telecast. They were out of the quarterfinals stage after the crossovers. And yet we saw on the streaming service at least like 150,000 people, 100,000 people at any point, even for classification matches. And this is something that is consistently a problem in India, at least with the broadcaster, where even if you wish to see matches, there are people who want to see matches. You could have seen Norway Stadium even for the 9th and 12th games, but when you actually want to see it, then it's not there. And it's not just with the World Cup, it's there for almost every hockey game. So, India specifically, is there something that you want to discuss with the broadcasters? Because even the streaming service that was available was pedestrian at best. The quality is not good enough for people. How do you plan to bring more people and get them interested if they can't even see the game?
Well, I will hand over to Thierry for the details, but we are fully aware of these things. We spend considerable time in our discussions also, and we are addressing these issues. So there are of course some conflicts, some commercial conflicts and agreemental contractual requirements, and those are the things which we are addressing right now. And as Thierry mentioned in the previous answer, that our priority is that we bring the best ever action and the contents to everyone. So back to Thierry, if you would like to elaborate further.
Yeah, it's just what President said. We have currently a contractual obligation, which is, as you know, we have created our own digital platform, the Watch Hockey platform, which currently in India you cannot access for most of the games because we need to geo-block it based on our contractual obligations. We are now at the end of one cycle, which is coming now. So we are discussing moving forward a new contract with broadcasters. And there we will ensure and make sure that all the games which will not be on the broadcast channel in India, you will be able to watch it on Watch Hockey. So that any match which happens in the world is either on the broadcast channel or it will be then on our OTT on Watch Hockey. And we need to properly communicate it much in advance that all the fans in India will know where you can watch the specific game. Is it on the broadcast channel or is it on our Watch Hockey digital platform?
Hi, this question this is on the next list. This one question, obviously, that the FIH has to come back and get but how do you ensure that they don't make it about the starting at the same time, the events having the goal? I mean, three of the last four World Cups has been in India, or anybody who's come back to India, so how do they use that balance?
I mean, once you see, because we were missing for quite a while an international calendar for events. So we have now put this together for the next 4 years. And once you start to put all the hockey events which are happening around the globe on one calendar, you see the massive number of events we have. And therefore, I strongly not only believe, but I'm sure there is enough events for everybody around the globe. Because as our president said, with these fantastic venues we have now here in India, in Ukela, in Bhubaneswar, it is our mission to bring events here, but we have massive number of events. I mean, it's not as the next World Cup, it's going to Netherlands and Belgium. We having Pro League games automatically coming here, and we will have a fantastic one next season here, a next Pro League tournament, which will be hosted here in India. And again, we're working now together with the authorities and with Hockey India to define of all those events which are here, is it FIH, is it Asian Hockey, which events will be held here in India. And we have still enough other ones to go and to move hockey around, because as I said before, such an event has the promotion in the territory where it happens.
Good evening. I'm here from Star. The question I'd like to ask is, we'd like to ask about the status of the Asian Games because it's qualifying for the Olympics. And we recently spoke to our national coach, and he told us that he's not aware of that. He does not know whether the Olympics is going to happen or not. Or is there another Olympics that's going to happen just for the Olympics? So, is there any answers for Chinese protocols and whether it's happening or not?
Well, I think I was already left the Asian Hockey Federation portfolio before, but since it is the Olympic qualifier, it comes under FIH as well. There is Hangzhou Asian Game is on, 100% on, and I have happened to be a senior member of the coordination commission for the Asian Games. And I'm continuing that role, and we are going to have in March a meeting in China with the Hangzhou Asian Games. The venue is ready. The venue was ready almost the beginning of last year. So there is no problem with the Asian Games as a qualifier at this moment. Yes, there was a certain moment we were thinking about if China cannot host the Asian Games, and we should have an alternative tournament for the Olympic qualifier. So you all are invited to Hangzhou Asian Games.
My question is actually, I just heard the shocking fact that there was no calendar for 4 years. Last 40 years, we can come and compete. There's always been a different calendar and a very well balanced one. So I don't know how to keep this going, but before I ask my question, let me compliment the EMS team of FIH for the last since 2014, all matches records. I want to join my back to the Congress in Delhi 5 years ago, 1.5. And I'll ask you this question: if FIH considers itself the custodians of Rocky's legacy. Sir, where are the records? Before that, are they stored in your dustbin? You said you were leaving the position. You will answer me after 1 month. 4.5 years later. Can I have an answer?
Records from previous games you're talking about before we started? Already. A lot of those records are not existing anymore. They are not there.
Sorry, I didn't get the answer.
They are not there anymore. Certain records have been lost.
So you are not the historians of computer system, are you? No.
Me?
No, FIH.
I mean, what has happened? Sorry, what has happened before I came? You will most probably agree with me that this is something which has been done, and a lot of the data is there, but some of those data have been lost in the meanwhile.
Sir, history is research.
And then I answered you at that stage. If you have those, if you have, because you apparently had a lot of data for this kind of things, that we are more than happy to work with you. But if I not remember well, no, that's not true.
No, we don't have the data. I do not have the data. Okay. People around the world have been working on the data. History was written 100 years before I was born, and that's still available. But research has to be done. You come from FIFA. Would this answer be acceptable to football? That you don't have the record of international matches played before I was born?
I think that also a lot of data has not been there for FIFA.
They have researched it. I got it back.
Okay, thank you.
Let me take this, Sandeep. I think there is always a solution to the things. Okay. Before you pointing out, last week we have addressed this matter, and we have discussed this already internally. And with all those resources, it is possible to come to this stage what your expectations are. And I am very happy to sit with you and talk. What are the indicators we discussed just last week? Okay. Yes.
Final question, please. Yes, thank you. One question. We've got the next World Cup listed in Norway, Belgium, and Amsterdam. To be on a water less synthetic terms. That's what I hear. Is that correct? So, can President or Thierry,
Yes. I mean,
about what is going to be if we will have the next World Cup without water, the pitches.
Yeah, that's correct. That has been announced. It has been confirmed even that after the Olympic Games in Paris 24, there will be waterless pitches which are going to the market, which will be sold to the different national associations, because as you know, the teams want to practice on those new surfaces before an important event. So that's why second half of 24, we will start commercializing waterless pitches. And then the first big event will then definitely be the 26th World Cup in Netherlands and in Belgium. Waterless is really important for FIH and for hockey to be part of that sustainability. You know, I remember 2018 when I came for the World Cup here to India, and you cross the road, and it's written there, save water and save life. And then you come to the stadium and you see this volume of water which is put on the pitch. I feel quite bad, I have to say, that we consuming so much water. And thanks to our partners and thanks to our suppliers, they have now over the last 2 years developed a surface which we tested in the Hockey 5s. Okay, it's not the same size, but in the Hockey 5s in Lausanne, which was really well accepted by the athletes, and which we are now confident that coming 24, beginning of the year, we will be ready, and we have to be ready actually to have this played without water.
Okay, a final one over there, and then we conclude. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Amisha from SPL. So let's say Chile head coach saying that the federation has left us in God's hand. At the same time, Malaysia and South Africa qualified for pooling. saying that maybe traveling and all that involved to league is financially maybe tougher for them. So how do you balance it out when teams want to play higher ranked nations at the same time they see pro league as something which is financially tougher for them?
I think there is a proper formal process in place, and all of them they sign the participation agreements, and these participation agreements they need to follow. And if the participation agreements a certain contractual requirement allows them to play friendlies anywhere, okay, that is fine, but it has to be in a window which is free for everyone. Okay. And at this moment, we see all the participating nations are the other who qualified for the Pro League are very much dedicated to Pro League at this stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This concludes our press conference. Enjoy the final day.